Yes, I want to.
Well, then, what's stopping you?
I just don't want you to have any regrets.
TJ, the idea of not ever having those late-night phone calls, not having the bed get cold and empty when you get up to leave, I've wanted that for a long time. I just want us to have the simple pleasure of being able to walk through that front door and having one or the other there for us.
That sounds like a bit of heaven. Yeah, I mean, but this place is not just your house, you know? I mean, there's other people that call this a home. And they're not going to want to call it that with me living here.
They'll adjust. They've already started to.
Look, Sophia, yeah. They've gotten a little more used to us. But with me moving in, it's going to be a whole different deal.
TJ,
Look, Sophia,
I've been thinking...
Yeah.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, you go ahead. I want to hear what you have to say.
You see, baby, that's it. You're trying to find out if I'm sure or not, and you've just defined it because you care about what I say. You always have. You make me feel like my opinion counts.
Oh, man, of course it counts.
And you don't try to make decisions for both of us. Cece always does that. He always has to be right. He always has to be the one in control.
Now, see, that's another thing. I mean, this guy's like a control freak. And he still technically owns the place, too, so he could make it very tough on you here.
Well, don't worry about Cece. Let me worry about that. I just want you to say to me that we are going to live together, and we're going to be very happy.
We are going to live together.
Yeah?
And I've never been happier.
Well, I hardly know what to say.
You don't have to say a word. Your glee in the face of my misery is something I can always count on.
Come on, Cece. Don't think for one moment that I don't understand what you're going through. I know what it's like to have your marriage dying and a part of you dying right along with it.
You're unbelievable. How like you, really? I mean, on one hand, you tell me you understand. The other hand, you're taking a knife and turning it one more time.
Cece, I'm not accusing. I really, I don't even feel good about blaming you for my failures anymore. I used to, in the past few months. I don't know, something's happened. I've taken responsibility, and believe me, no one's more shocked than I am.
I don't believe you for 1 minute. Your being the victim in our divorce was always your gospel, your golden rule. I think you probably kept yourself alive dreaming about that.
Yes, hate can do that. But the hate's been replaced.
Don't start that again.
Well, you can't stop me, Cece. I love you. And no matter what you tell me, or if you and Sophia have rekindled everything, I still have to live the fact that I love you. You know, the shock is that it's easy. Once you give up the fight, it's kind of a relief.
You mind telling me what you expect to gain by telling me that?
Is there something to gain?
I don't know. Your biggest fear is that I might go back to Sophia. Now you know I'm not. What you don't know, I'm not going back to you either.
Well, and what's next in the cards, Cece? Total isolation or the next Howard Hughes?
You didn't have a bad life. I always have my children.
Yes, well, but, you know, your children have their own very busy lives. Cece, they're grown now. You can't have the same involvement in their lives now, and especially now that they're married. Well, Ted isn't, but then... You just can't ask your children to fill the void in your life, Cece. I've tried that. It doesn't work. Besides, you need something else.
Don't pretend you know what I need.
Well, I know what you don't need. And you don't need to be old and alone.
Real nice. Is this all the luggage you're bringing?
No, actually, I have a couple of bags in the car, but I figured I got to get my boys inside and out of these bags because, you see, there's very little oxygen in there for them.
Ah.
Yes.
That's very loving and kind of you.
So, where should I put this?
Oh, I don't know. Listen, I love tropical fish. Maybe we could put them in the bedroom and lie in bed and watch them glide around.
No, I don't think so. You see, but when we're in the bedroom, there's a lot of other things I'd like to do. Gliding around on my own, you mean?
Oh.
You know, kissing you.
Well, I heard it was moving day. I came over to find out for myself.
I met your father.
When do you invite people to take over my house?
Your house. I thought this was my house, too.
Hey, listen. If you got anything to discuss, why don't you discuss it with me, huh?
Why don't you take your guppies and leave? You got nothing to discuss.
Hey, I'm not stepping aside this time. I'm tired of watching you push Sophia around.
Why don't you just stuff it?
You know something? One of these days you're gonna realize what you lost when you drove this woman away. But until then, you just leave her alone, huh? She's got a right to make up her own mind.
Well, she doesn't have the right to install whoever she wants in my house. Yes, my house, Sophia, long before you ever came back to Santa Barbara. This is in my name, not ours, not yours, my name.
I don't believe this.
Oh, my. You know, I never thought it would come to this. I moved out here to make it comfortable for you, as a courtesy to you, but not a courtesy to him.
Oh, I see. So this was like a loan, a privilege that you bestowed. As long as I didn't make trouble and remained part of the property. Oh, but if I had any ideas of my own, then that's different, right?
You have plenty of ideas of your own. Look, why don't you stay here as long as you want? All you have to do is tell him to leave.
The hell I will.
Then you'll both be out on the street. I'll evict you both.
I'd like to see you try.
You would? Would you really like that? Well, you're not gonna have long to wait. You'll be out by the end of the week. Where's my wife?
She's upstairs. There's not gonna be any trouble, is there?
Not as long as you stay out of my way.
Okay. Mind if I ask what you want with her?
Yes, I do mind. None of your damn business what I want with her.
Hey, look, Cece, you gotta get used to the fact that Sophia and I are together now, all right? I get tired of stepping aside when you come in and walk all over.
What do you want?
You'll have it in writing a little bit later. A formal eviction notice. I want you and your parasite friend off my property by this evening. No, you don't. Not legally, not morally, no way at all.
What is going on now?
Would you please stay out of this, Ted? Please?
I have a right to know what's going on here.
Yes, you do, and I'll tell you. Your father is trying to evict us.
No. Not us. Those papers I'm going to get relate strictly to you and to T.J. Daniels, and I'll be very happy to tear them. All you have to do is tell your consort to leave my house.
I've had enough of your remarks.
I don't really care
please,
what you...
You gotta make it worse.
How do you make this worse?
Wait. You're throwing Mom out of the house now? This is her house, Dad.
Not if she's living with this. It's not.
Ted, this is between your father and me, please.
That's fine.
How do you expect to do this, Cece? Bodily?
If I have to, it can be handled that way, yes.
Just try it.
You got 6 hours to pack your bags. And then I'll be back. If he's not gone, you better be prepared to go with him. Yes, I have your card, and I'll be sure to call you if the situation changes. Right. Cece, Pamela. I was wondering if you can spare a moment of time. See you soon. Right here.
I just don't know how Cece can do it, because it's not just going after me or going after you. He's hurting Kelly, he's hurting Ted, he's hurting Eden. Doesn't it matter to him? Doesn't he think?
He's not thinking. He's just reacting.
Well, you certainly are tolerant.
No, I'm not being tolerant. But I can kind of understand the way the guy feels. I mean, if I was in his position, I'd possibly act the same way. So it doesn't make it right. It just means I understand.
I know what he's thinking. His pride is hurt and he wants to get even. What I'd like to know is where I'm going to be tonight.
Hey, listen to me. You have nothing to worry about when it comes to that. You're with me and it's taken care of. Even if it means camping out in the back room of the lair, which would be very pleasant. You know what we should probably do? Go out and get another hotel room. Let's go do that right now, all right?
No. No! Cece walked out of this house, he left me, and he moved in with that woman. That doesn't give him the right then to pass judgment on me or criticize what I do. And also because of that, I have every right to invite you to stay here with me.
Well, so what does that mean, Sophia? We're going to stick around and have it out with him? Prove to Cece that we're right? I don't think that's a very bright idea. And I don't think we can prove it to him.
No, but you know, right now, actually, I'd almost enjoy trying. The only way he can get us out of here is physically. If the papers get wind of that, they're going to have a field day. As a matter of fact, I'd like to go to the newspapers and give them the story so the rest of the world can find out what C.C. Capwell is really like.
What are you two doing here?
Talk to you, Daddy.
Look, it's about the separation that's going on between your mother and me. I wish you'd leave it alone. It has nothing to do with you.
Well, you're wrong, Dad. We're very concerned about this.
Ted told me that you've asked Mother to move out of the house.
I'm doing more than that. I'm serving her with papers tonight. I'm going back with the marshal to make sure she complies.
Daddy, you left her. You left her at that house. You walked out on her.
Not so that she can turn my house into a playgirl mansion. She has no right to bring in a boyfriend.
All right? Well, what about what's going on between you and Pamela?
It's not the same, and I'll thank you to keep your mouth shut about it.
Well, what's different about it, Dad?
First of all, there is nothing between Pamela and me that anybody could construe as romantic. Only malice could make something illicit out of what we're doing. The house is a lifetime of memories for me and my family. Ours, my father's, and my father before him. And I don't want to desecrating it by bringing in a live-in boyfriend. Can that be so difficult for you to understand?
Daddy, maybe she's acting this way out of hurt and anger, the same way you did. Are you really, you're willing to give up this relationship of years over something as insignificant as this?
Oh, baby, how can you call this insignificant to me? How could you think it'd be insignificant to
You
me?
both are acting out of jealousy. Mom is as jealous of Pamela as you are of TJ. It's about time both of you, get together and talk like reasonable people here.
Why don't you ask your mother to do that and see what her answer will be?
All right, Dad, look. None of us want TJ living there. But forcing Mom out of this house is just going to make the whole situation a lot worse. Mom's going to want to get even with you. You're going to want to get even more even with her. I mean, where's that going to end? Somebody, Dad, has got to stop this and get rational here.
She's making a fool out of me. She's making a mockery of my marriage. And I won't stand for it. And I want both of you to stay out of it.
All my life, you told me to think of my actions in terms of the consequences. It's time for you to start doing that for yourself, Dad. You cannot honestly think that this is strictly between you and Mom, because it's not. It happens to concern all of us. And the way I